The European Parliament has voted to freeze talks on Turkey's joining the EU. Turkey says this undermines the EU's core values, as Jack Parrock reports from Brussels.
A clear statement from the European Parliament. 479 votes in favour of freezing Turkey's EU accession process. The Turkish government says the vote is contrary to European values.
Esasen bu kararı yok hükmünde sayıyoruz.
The vote is null and void for us. This decision lacks vision, and when we look at its goals and its language, we do not take this decision seriously.
Ciddiye alınacak bir karar değil.
40,000 people have been arrested in Turkey and over 130,000 dismissed from public sector jobs in the wake of the failed coup. The MEPs say this shows a disregard for democratic values. They're also concerned about suggestions by the Turkish government that they want to reintroduce the death penalty. In the debate ahead of the vote, the EU's foreign policy chief had called on the MEPs not to vote to freeze the talks.
If the accession process came to an end, I believe we would both find ourselves in a lose-lose scenario. Europe would lose an important channel for dialogue and leverage with Turkey. Turkey would lose a lot.
The EU is relying on Turkey to stand by a deal on the migration crisis in the Mediterranean, which has greatly reduced the number of people entering Europe. But for the MEPs, the risk of that deal failing didn't stop them from voting to end accession talks.
For far too long, we have dishonest prospect of EU membership in front of Turkey.
Continuing the illusion of accession talks with a regime that becomes more and more authoritarian, I think that we are losing credibility to do so.
The European Parliament's vote is non-binding, however. It doesn't automatically mean the talks will be frozen. If they are suspended, though, questions are going to be asked about what's going to happen to the over $2.5 billion of EU money left in the pot for Turkey until 2020 as an EU candidate country. Could the EU use that money as a bargaining chip in future negotiations? The European Parliament resolution doesn't specify a course of action for those finances. Jack Parrock, CCTV, Brussels.